it's very important to evaluate the soldier. And this soldier has a gun that comes back to the shoulder. And so I've made it the same length as this one that's still in one piece. But evaluate your toy very well, because look, this head moves a bit, and I started looking, going, it's not actually glued in, or it was supposed to be. It's on a matchstick. And that's how they fixed that poor guy's head. So we're going to solder that back on as well, properly. We'll just file these ends, bit of flux, solder. I'll show you that in a minute. So if your soldering gun isn't working, you either have two things. See this here? Sometimes these tips break off, right? They crack off, but they're tipping like that, and it looks like it's still working. But that's why it's not working, and the solder's not, you know, going liquid, because there's no contact here anymore. They break after a while, they just burn out. And I'm going to show you the second reason. The second reason is it loosens here in these joints here on these nuts here. It loosens out sometimes when it gets hot, when they're brand new, and you have to tighten them again, then you get contact again. Okay, so I put a little flux in here. I gave it a little file, put a little flux, and I'm going to solder, if I can find it, here. Put it like I always do in here, get it a little wet. Here we go. Try to solder a bit of flux, trying to put a bit of solder on the top of this head here, so it'll stick again. There it is. That's all you need, that blob like that. Now I have the head here. I'll try and point it out more with this here. We can get it. There's the head, and we're going to do the same with this. There's already flux inside it. Come on. You need a fair bit on your tip when you do this. You don't want the lead melting away on you. It's trying to. There you go. Now if I'm lucky, I'll get that head back on there. He's got to be facing this way and looking out that way. Let's pinch him harder so I can hold him. Maybe a larger needle file. Okay, it wasn't hot. Okay, now I have to find some way of soldering that head on. And that's what's always the hard part. Almost have to put it in the vise and give it a tip. Like that. Can you see that? There, like that. And tip it like that. Now for your purposes, I'd love to show you, so maybe I can use the vice grips here. There's the head. There's the soldier. Let's hope we get that about right there. He's holding. Hey! It's very hard to do it when you're doing camera work, you know. But you get the gist. There we go. I'll give him another little tip over this side and we'll be away. I'll give him another little touch over here and he'll be okay. So, tip in the flux, little bit of solder on the end of the gun. Come on, there we go, baby. And a bit of solder on the end of this here. Make sure it sticks. And I want the gun to go, are you there? Do you see that? I want the gun to go on like this. Get it down this way a bit more. think that's going to be the bottom of the gun, is it? I need a bit of weight on there again, like always. Stop it moving. Gun's got to angle up the same as the person. Drop it. That's not bad. There you go. So I'm just grinding the gun a little. I'm nearly done here. Going to give it some shape. So that side's pretty close. I'll do the other side now. So here's the end gun. Looks quite good. And it's kind of copied off this man a little. Sorry about the washing machine running. There you go. Needs a little filing a bit more and then painting. So here are the two guns done. This is the one this is the original. It's a little bit different style with the cap and that than this one. But I wanted to get the same length in guns. And there's the soldered on gun and the soldered on head. Now I have a little hole there, I'll put a little filler in there, but the soldering is going to keep that head in place now. And that looks pretty good. Alright, let's move on. And I've done the two guns with a little bit of a thin clothes hanger and flattened it and made the two guns soldered on here. And now I'm about to do the hand and show you how the hand is done. As always, I put a little flux on this here for the hand, right, like I always do. I always clean my gun a little, put a little bit on my gun, clean it off. Now I just want to get solder on this first so that when we do it, it sticks. And I'll give you an example. There's already a hand on this one here if you see it. They're not that big. I'm making them a little bigger sometime. There you go. There's the hand. Now I turn this around and we put a fair blob on this and we try to get a little hand sticking out on the marble here. Not as easy as it looks sometimes, huh? And there we go. And that's pretty close. If I could get a little bit more on that out here, it would be right. There we go. Now I'll try to zoom in on that so you can see it. So there you go. All I got to do is shape that hand now. Grind it and shape it a bit. And we have a hand on this man as well, and we're all done. Yeah, so I put a longer gun on this guy. I thought it would be kind of nice if this was a bit too short, this one. So I quickly put a longer gun and I like it better. And as you say here, the hand, but if you look at the other side, it's flat. It doesn't stick up like this one. And that's beneficial because it lays down better on the surface and doesn't break off as easily. So there's my little hand on. I'm all finished. And I'm all finished these two as well. Well, this one, the head, and the gun, all finished, all ready for painting. So there you go. The gun's a little flattened here, so it looks cool. It looks about right. This has its hands. His hands are up in here in blobs. And the minute you paint them, they come to life.